We just got our passes!
Ready for the UN!
Woo! Are you excited?
Absolutely.
What are we going to do?
Going to the CSW.
We're in a cab.
Day one.
Day one.
We are going to the Women Deliver office to practice for our event tonight. It's an event that's being co-sponsored by Right Here, Right Now and Women Deliver. And we're going to be sharing stories that have been collected in different countries through consultations with young rural women and girls.
Right now we are preparing for our evening event, looking at the different stories. We have our MC, we have amazing people in the room, just getting ready to deliver.
We just arrived at the venue. Look at this. And look at the view. It's so cool.
Hello, I'm Lori Edelman. I'm going to be your MC tonight.
We just went through security and now we're here.
We are inside the UN, just waiting for Emma and Lewis so we can meet up with the Dutch delegation and start off.
Good morning. So I think we're all a little bit tired because of yesterday evening. But look, we're having breakfast. Trying to get a taxi because there's a marathon and we cannot go to this other street. It took us 10 minutes, but
we got a cab.
woohoo! Now we're on our way.
So today's Sunday. It's the first weekend in between the CSW, and because most of the people from Right Here, Right Now are in New York, we thought we'd take this opportunity to come together, strategize, do a little bit of skills building, and that's basically the purpose of today. So, if you can see behind me, we're now doing a little simulation. They get to practice with a paragraph from the actual CSW text that's being negotiated this week. And everyone's been assigned different roles. Some are progressive, some are conservative, and now it's their job to come with a compromised text. And I'm curious to see what they come up with.
Day 1 of week 2, how has it been so far?
It has been a lot. It's been exciting. Lots of language stuff. Lots of negotiations. And we're curious to see how this is going to develop tomorrow. We are going to have our Right Here, Right Now strategy meeting. It's just coming together with our partners who are also here in New York, our Right Here, Right Now partners, to kind of see how we can work together to get the most progressive language in and talk to our delegations.
What is your role here at CSW?
We are the intermediary between the Dutch Civil Society and the Dutch delegation. And we are harvesting input from the Dutch Civil Society to give to advocate towards the Dutch delegation.
So what we do basically is in the morning we get our input from international civil society and then we take that into the Dutch delegation, like cover with them or we email them or we WhatsApp them and tell them, you know, you look at the text, these are the things that we want you to pay attention to, or maybe you should talk to this and that delegation, and at the end of the day we take back what we heard about the negotiations to Dutch civil societies.
And it's a really nice role to play.
Going through the revision 2 of the paper and picking out some of the things I want to send to the Kenyan delegates so that he can consider putting them as stands by Kenya.
I just came out from a meeting with Right Here Right Now Indonesia. At the moment it's supporting a delegate from Malawi. We're expecting a long and hard negotiation on issues such as family, LGBT rights, women's rights defenders and SRH and RR in this space. This is the T badge that you can see here, and this means that I do not have access to the room, which means that we rely on members of the civil society delegations with a D badge, the gathered an unofficial delegation to feed us information so that we know what is the most relevant updates, what is the most strategic person to reach out to. So I'm sitting with the British delegation, then later the French delegation, and hopefully the Dutch delegation, and we're going to really make the case that we shouldn't leave Srhr behind, and that CSW should be the space to progress our issues, not to stand back and defend languages. So we'll be here all night to try and also offer support to governments.
I'm having breakfast right now, and it's like 9:30, so we're quite late. That's also because we were in the UN until 1 a.m. this morning, sitting outside the negotiation room, getting updates from the people inside, because we can't go inside, about what's happening. And they weren't even done at 1 a.m. So when we left, they were still going on. So they're waiting a little bit to start later today. And we're enjoying the snow.
So what time did you stay yesterday?
3:30, so I'm exhausted. We were still negotiating quite late last night on some very contentious paragraphs. And we were just having some delegates coming out and asking for advice on the different paragraphs. And yeah, I was there outside the room trying to give them some advice.
Don't expect much sleep when you're
Feeling fresh. Hey, so we've been looking at sharing a few reflections from CSW.
Yes.
But let's be quite honest, it gets a bit frustrating here. And I want to know, I know you've got a lot, but one of your frustrations about the CSW process so far?
Not very youth-friendly. I find it very confusing and very fast sometimes, and overwhelming. And that's with the preparations that we had. So
yeah, that's true. But why are we here?
We need to make sure that Srhr, that is in there, that we have a progressive document, that we're not going backwards 50 years.
A few frustrations, but we're rocking it out on very little sleep, and we're doing it in style.
Hi.
Hi, hello. My name is Srhr and I am here as one of the national experts on gender equality from the capital for the Netherlands, and I support the EU negotiation team during this whole process.
And how has it been so far?
Tiring, because we had very, very long days. Yesterday we stayed till 4 o'clock in the morning. We're making progress, but it's going very, very slowly. But I hope that the blizzard that's happening now maybe that will speed up the process a bit.
Tomorrow is the very last day, and we are now looking at the text. Jinte is already looking, because we want to see which paragraphs we still want to see change and what we want the EU and other countries to push for. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I want to thank you for the resolutions that were adopted this evening, and of course for the agreed conclusions, which go very far in enabling us to address the very special situation that is faced by women and girls in rural areas.